Ladies and gentlemen, you see what's on the desk. You see what's behind us. Ryan, should I get it started?
Let's go, baby. You have the floor.
Oh, Detroit! You feel it, right?
I feel it.
You feel it. I'm trying to get it. Oh, Detroit! Don't you dare be sour. Clap for the one-time NXT champ, for the one-time WWE champ, for the 8-time tag team champ, for the 2-time Intercontinental champ, my man, brother, and WWE icon, Etor Big E Ewing. Gosh damn,
what an intro, man. I'm humble, man. You don't make me shed a tear out here.
We're
man.
humble out here, man. And my Big Ten brother.
Yes,
and my Big Ten brother, which now this is Lions, Hawkeyes right now. So
I know.
Can't wait. It's good to have you on the show.
No, I appreciate it, man. I know we've been trying to do this for a while. It finally worked out, so I'm excited, man.
Let me say this guy is your biggest supporter right here. You have no bigger supporter in the city of Detroit or the state of Michigan than this guy. He is talking about you all the time. He loves you, so I'm so glad you're here
man,
today.
pipe down, man. You're going to get people the wrong idea, man.
Big E was just telling a story about Jack Campbell at the Shinola Hotel. I will let you pick up the story from there, Lions' first-round draft pick.
Yes, so I met Jack a year or two prior, when I was in town for one of the Big Noon kickoff Iowa games. Great dude, super humble, massive dude. You meet him in person, he's massive. He looks to be all of 6'5". But actually, so the guy that got me signed, who was referencing earlier, Mike Humple, who played with the Steelers, he's a chiropractor now in the Iowa City area, and he works on Jack. So that's where I met him, meeting up with Mike. And I've heard nothing but positives about Jack as a human. So I think he's one of those guys who's just going to work his behind off. He's a stud. He tested really well. You see a guy of his size at the combine, man, he moved well. So I think you guys got a great linebacker there. But it was just wild to have met Jack. He's one of the few guys on the team currently who I've met and talked to, more than high and by. And then just to randomly see him at the hotel, at the elevator. Beyond that, we get on the elevator. We're on the same floor. We go up to our rooms. His room is right next to mine. So just the chances that we were there. But and he was wearing, I don't think you've seen the pictures of him in the white shirt with the black tie.
Yes.
And with the Lions hat on. So he must have just come back from whatever he did, press responsibilities or whatever. But man, I'm just so genuinely happy for him. Actually, I want to pose this to y'all. How do you feel about the Lions' first round? Because I know there's a lot of scuttlebutt about their choices with taking a running back and a linebacker in the first round. I want to hear what are your thoughts, Braylon?
Fletch, can you find what Braylon felt about the first round?
Don't show Biggie. Don't show Biggie that video.
But don't worry about it, Fletch.
If he finds, we'll play. Let me know. If not, so basically, I love the Lions draft after the fact. Like, it was one of those situations where Thursday night, I didn't understand Jack Campbell at 18. I didn't understand it. I know his size. I know he tested well, but he ran 6'5" and he's 6'5". I mean, he ran 4.65 and he's 6'5". In the NFL, that's tough. That's tough. You got to be able to be fast. You look at all the middle linebackers in this league that operate from 15 to 1. All those guys are like 5. They're like 6'3", 6'2". They're 240 pounds, 235 pounds. They all run 4.50 and lower. So I was just a little nervous about it. But Jahmyr Gibbs, they drafted back. I think it was a smart move. It's one of those things where you don't see it at first, Biggie, but then as you start seeing it, it's too late. Brad Holmes saw it, and I think we got to start giving him more credit. Like we said, we gave him credit, but then during the draft, we were like, oh, what the hell is he doing? Oh, what the hell is he doing? If you say you rock with somebody, then you got to rock with him. I think Brad Holmes has his – I know Brad Holmes has his finger on the pulse, and after your story about Jack Campbell, everything else about Jack Campbell and Brad Holmes, who the hell am I? I ain't no scout. And it's not my team. So I felt much better about it Monday. I'm glad I didn't have to work Friday. I'll put it to you like that.
But I love the first round pick of the running back.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you have to keep up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Did you see them in this? They scored every time they had the ball in the second half. So if you don't have an explosive offense or playmakers on offense like this kid Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, no offense to Jared Goff, but Patrick Mahomes, he is not. You've got to have playmakers support him along the offense.
Yeah. No, it was fascinating because I love both the players, but I also understand, kind of in this day and age, the thought is you don't take a running back that high.
Exactly.
Because the problem, you get a guy like Pacheco taken in the 7th round, and you had so many guys who are undrafted, who are in the 6th, 7th round, who give you so much value at running back. So I get that, but Gibbs is special. I think Gibbs is special. He's a guy you can use in the passing game. You can move around in a lot of different positions. And I also get you don't really take you'll take a pass rushing linebacker, you'll take an edge guy in the 1st round, but typically you don't take inside coverage linebacker. So I get that, but I just think I get there's a difference in philosophies. I think you got 2 great players. I'm so bad. I'm really intrigued to see how it all shakes out because I like your players.
That's
a lot.
Braylon's reaction to Jack.
It gets better. It gets better.
Was this for Jameer or Jack?
This is Jack.
Okay, for Jack. Come on, man. And look, I'm biased. I get it. I want to see as many Iowa first rounders as possible.
You understand about production?
Sure, I get it.
Selling it.
I get it.
You said so. Right. I'm selling it. The only thing is I never came back. I sold it a little too good.
That was a long work day.
It was time to go anyway.
But then they come back the next day and grab Sam Laporta.
Yes.
I mean, tell us about that kid.
I mean, Laporta, look, if you watch Iowa football, and I love my squad, I'm not going to disparage them, but
Iowa, we call him Iowa.
They didn't throw him the ball enough.
We call him Iowa. Do you know why we call him Iowa? Because they got no O.
That's messed up. You're wrong for that. How dare you? Look, our offense is going to be better. I feel good about it. We got a couple Michigan guys now. We got Eric All. We got Cade. So I feel better about it. But yes, you're right. We all want to see some more offense. We want to see some more O. I get that.
Yeah.
But
Iowa.
Yes, but Laporta was a guy, man, who was talk about dependable. So many times, like he was our one receiving threat on a regular basis, very dependable, but also great after the catch. So I think Iowa. I'll say I feel like we're tight end you.
Yeah.
You look at the league.
Right now, you are. 100%.
I think right now.
If Ohio State is wide receiver you right now, then you guys are tight end you. You look at the league. You look at Noah Fant. You look at George Kittle. You look at T.J. Hockenson, who just left here, and now we pick up Sam Laporta. The way we break the draft down now, this is the way we talk about to make it make sense for people. You don't attach a pick, a round to these players, and you just look at the players slated to the Detroit Lions. Look, this is what the Detroit Lions have, and you're reading these names, and y'all got Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Brian Branch. Jesus Christ, y'all got Hendon Hooker too. You got all this, and then you're like, if you feel that way, then it doesn't matter what you feel when you attach a round and a rank to it. So I think it's a damn good draft, and it felt like it.
I agree, man. I think the Lions are moving in the right direction too. I think the Lions are. They're a good football team, man. I think they're going to make who knows as far as the playoffs and a push there, but I like what they've been doing the last few years.
Who's your favorite team growing up? Was it the Bucs?
I'm a Bucs fan. Yeah. And if I'm being honest, like as I've gotten older, I'm more like I love college football, and because we're so busy, it's hard to dedicate a whole Saturday to sitting down and watching football and a whole Sunday for me. So I definitely invest more college football wise, but yeah, I grew up a Bucs fan, and we were long suffering Bucs fans. If you remember the old sombrero, the old orange creamsicle, which I hated as a kid.
Oh, don't get beat up! Look behind you.
So I hated them. I hated them as a kid.
That's his favorite uniform.
But I grew to love them.
Yeah.
I got myself a Steve Young Mitchell and Ness throwback because Steve Young was briefly with the Bucs.
100.
Yeah, bro, it's cool. So I've come around now. Don't get mad at me, Mez. But I've come around to it. It's cool now. It works now. But yeah, so and obviously it was cool to see Tom come to the city. Brought a lot of excitement to the city too. But yeah, and I just love Iowa guys overall. So seeing Tristan Wirfs come to Tampa, kill it already. I think he's a Pro Bowler.
Won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl already. Yeah, man.
If he doesn't get injured, that line doesn't get injured 2 years ago.
I know.
They would have beat the Rams in my opinion.
One of the funny things we always say is the Tampa Bay Bucks have won the Lions division, the NFC Central division, more recently than the Lions have won the division, and Tampa's been out of the division for 20 plus years.
That's tough.
That's how rough we've had it here. Can I ask you about SummerSlam coming to coming to Detroit?
We'll be there.
Yeah, we will be there. SummerSlam, Ford Field is the place. When you get outside of WrestleMania, I would probably say SummerSlam is the number 2,
Royal
right?
Rumble.
Yep. Royal Rumble?
Rumble's up there too. It's hard to pick one. We have like a few. Like Money in the Bank is now like a tentpole event. We're doing that in London too. Oh, wow. So you have a few now, but SummerSlam arguably too. It's up there.
Just when you get in those, and obviously when you're performing in front of a crowd, no matter where you are, but when you get into these enormous football stadiums for the WrestleManias, for the SummerSlams, for the Royal Rumbles, what is the lead up to that like? I mean, in terms of how you feel about it, the pop of the crowd. How different is that from just a Monday night?
It's big.
Or Thursday, Friday night.
Yeah, we're on a lot of nights. That's a lot.
Every night.
I get it.
House shows, yeah.
Right, you got NXT on Tuesdays. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But honestly, I wish I could tell it. It is grand. It's obviously going to be at Ford Field. It's huge. But I'm telling you, man, we run so many shows, and people, even WrestleMania, we talk about it as our Super Bowl, which it really is. But when you get into town, like LA week, as talent, it's like, all right, you're coming in straight from TV, and now you got press all day. Then you're here or there, so it can be really hard sometimes as talent to take in how grandiose the moment is. Oftentimes, it's really afterwards. Once you get a chance, you get through everything. You're doing your match rehearsal, everything. The show's done. Then you're on to the next town, or you're flying home. Then sometimes that's when it really sinks in. But obviously, I think the really cool thing now is, I think when I first came on the main roster, we were doing a lot of the bigger pay-per-views were still at arenas, but now we're doing stadiums, and we're doing, even like Rumble, we started moving to a lot of like baseball stadiums, like seated, like 45, 50,000 seaters. But now getting to do like, bro, Ford Field for a show that's not WrestleMania, that's incredible. And honestly, the product, WWE, has been so hot lately. Ticket sales have been off the charts. The product has just been so incredible that it's going to be a big one, man. It's going to be a big event, and it's just great to see. There's so much great young talent like a Solo Sikoa, even Rhea Ripley, who's been around for a while, seeing her really finally get the push she deserves. There's so many people, Bianca Belair, I'm such a fan of. There's such a great crop of younger, newer talent who are really making their way, who are out there getting over, getting established with fans. So it's going to be a massive show for us. I encourage people, get your tickets as soon as possible, because August 5th at Ford Field, SummerSlam is going to be a massive, massive event in Detroit, and I'm really excited for it.